Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So this is a collective reading, but we're going to do a little bit different today. What I'm going to do is a parallel paths reading. There's going to be 3 different timelines, and my intention is for this to cover like the next 30 days. Of course, it can be longer if we get messages, showing, hey, this might take a month or a year, or something like that. And here's my intention. You can choose one, or you can watch all 3 videos and walk them all. And what got me thinking about this is I recently found a bestie again. We had been out of touch. That was before the days of social media and everything. And we were talking, and I had been through a couple of, times where I totally had to start over. And anyway, she's like, why didn't you keep that government job that you had in the very, back when we were friends quite a while ago? I won't say how many years, definitely, let's just say more than 20. And I was like, I don't know, I just found it boring and restrictive. But then I thought about it. What would my life have been like if I would have kept that job and not made that different decision? And, I'm always in my readings saying, look, if you're not happy with what you're doing, or if you make a decision and you change your mind, that's okay. Choose a different path. And I also always say we are where we are right now because of all of the different decisions and choices we have made in our lives. And so I thought it would be fun to look at 3 different timelines that may become available to us in the next 30 days. And what I mean by that is we could be, happy at a job, and then a friend tells us about an opportunity somewhere else, and we decide, hey, I'm gonna take this new job and see what happens. Or we could be single and happily single, and we meet someone and we're like, oh my goodness, I didn't think I was ready for a relationship, but I think I'll check this out. Kind of energy like that. And here's the deal, just like I said, if you choose a path and you go down the path and it's not the path you want to be on, you can always change your mind and choose a different path. So anyway, these are parallel path readings. I'm going to give you 3 different timelines. Again, you can choose one, or you can walk them all. I don't know about at the same time. Let's see how that works. Time is not linear, so let's see what hijinks we can get into. Alrighty, I am going to put the timestamps below. Please do choose, randomly 1, 2, or 3, or watch them all. Or if you, normally always watch, like say number 3 first, which I always kind of find myself doing, please choose them as you will. I'm not going to have all the things to help you. This is just really intuitive. So I will see you at your readings. Hello, timeline number 1. If you skip the intro, I'm going to do a brief summary. These are parallel path readings, okay? They're about 3 different timelines. My intention is for them to be for the next 30 days. And when I say that, I mean opportunities that come up in the next 30 days, decisions or choices that you make in the next 30 days that changes your destiny and chooses you. And in making those choices, you choose a different destiny than the one that you're in now. Now, time is not linear, so you can watch all 3 of these and see, what opportunities are going to be available to you, or, what blessings you might have, or choices that you might be, called upon to make. So you can choose one or walk them all, but this is group number 1, timeline number 1. Parallel path number 1. So what prompted this reading was a good friend that I got back in touch with after many, many years. I was telling her about, my life and my situation. And she was like, why didn't you keep that government job that you had years and years and years ago. If you had it now, you'd have a huge retirement fund, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, I don't know. I just kind of found it boring and restrictive. The bee and the whale. All right, we're going to pull some oracle cards first. Timeline 1. Let's see what opportunities, choices will come up in the next 30-ish days. The heron. I think that's how you say it. Heron, heron. I think it's heron. Patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So in the next 30 days, a time of solitude and quiet is in order. Not necessarily to, oh, what is my, life purpose, blah, blah, blah. But to just kind of step back. Sometimes we get in go, 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 do, action, action, action. And it may be time for you to reflect. Take a moment to kind of reflect and see what comes up. Let's do another oracle card. Get some oracle messages, and then we will pull the tarot. What timeline? What's going to happen in this timeline for group number 1? Timeline number 1. Yin and yang. Interesting because it says to find balance, and this is about balance. I feel like you really need balance in this next timeline. I'm going to foots with the cards until I'm happy with where they are. Balance may be like a big thing. You may be feeling off kilter. There may be something that you need to do in these next 30 days to maybe confidently go down this timeline. A couple more. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me shuffle a couple more times. A couple more oracle cards. There we go. Butterfly Garden. We're going to look that one up. I love it. The energy that I'm getting is I'm seeing you quietly in your garden, contemplating your future. Okay. I want to pull a money card. What will that look like in this timeline? Maybe what opportunities will you have? What guidance do we get from Spirit? What decisions do you need to make? Ooh, Peacemaker. Okay. It says you're being called to apply diplomacy and tact to a difficult situation. You could be having challenges with money at home. It says consider politics, negotiations, unions, contracts, or any peacemaking careers. Okay. Approach situations with a win-win attitude when making business deals. Okay, so for money, finance, career, the kind of energy that we get is be the peacemaker, be a negotiator, make it win-win as much as you can. There's a couple more oracle cards here. And then we'll do the tarot and see how it ties back. Which it always does. Oh. Let me make sure I don't. Okay, yeah. One more. At least 3. And that one is. I don't do reversals, especially in Oracle. There we go. Good enough. The Adventurer. Responsibility, expectations. Wow. I'm kind of getting a vibe of like what I was telling you. I'm an adventurer. I'm a Sagittarius. Yet, in this stage of my life, I find myself, dare I say, weighed down by responsibilities. Like I felt like I should be more free now and doing what I want to do, but I find myself tied down by responsibilities. Plus, people have expectations of me, and I have different expectations of myself, like where I should be, stuff like that. But we'll look it up real quick. Okay, and these cards are hell. And that's all I'm going to do because I think I got carpal tunnel just right then. Okay, so these are love cards, and we're going to pull one. Some of them are a little racy, so I want to make sure there's no naked people. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Now, that could be in love. Maybe you do dream for a beautiful romantic relationship. But the energy that I'm kind of getting is this could even be a dream that you're passionate about for maybe, get that water here, for maybe a new way of life, a new place to live, a new job. Before we carry on, I do want to look up a couple of the cards. We have patience and kind of pulling back. We have being a peacemaker, looking at things, especially from a business perspective, as win-win. We've got yin and yang. It's about balance, but it's also about duality and choices. So I love that. But let's look up Butterfly Garden. And that is card number 48. Let me look through the little book. I like to look up what the author's intentions. I like to be intuitive, but I also like to look up the author's intentions. Curiosity, discovery, small moments in life. I love it. A woman holds a blooming flower in her hand as she gazes towards the sky. On her head sits a butterfly closely examining the purple petals. Enjoying the situation, the woman stands still and quietly soaks in her surroundings. Hello. That's the whole vibe. She does not want to disturb the scene. In our daily life, there are so many possible moments that could be precious if we would just take the time to notice them. Be mindful of your surroundings and pay attention. Ask, why is that there? Then make connections. Small observations can lead to great discoveries. I love it, you guys. This is the vibe. This is the energy. Okay? Calm, peace, balance. The statement that really, really got me. In our daily life, there are so many possible moments that could be precious if we would just take the time to notice them. We're always so focused on the next thing. Sometimes. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, man, I forgot about this book. It kills me. Hold on. They have it broken down like we're supposed to know, 120. Which group it's in. No, thank you. I do not. Okay. The Adventurer. At the gates of the citadel, a small group has gathered, with horses, carts, bags laden with supplies. It's clear that they intend to be gone for a long time, but one figure gazes back at the citadel as though they fear they'll never see it again. They must step out of their safe zone and become part of something larger. Do you get this message? After this contemplation, it's going to be time for you to become an adventurer and step out of your safe zone. But are they ready? The adventurer never wanted more than their small life, and the fear of failure is crippling. Somehow you've ended up in a position in which the weight of expectation, what did I say? This reading's for me, is heavier than you wanted. Unwanted responsibility is a heavy burden, and there are plenty of people waiting for you to fail, but there are just as many waiting to catch and help you. Don't try to face it alone. Ask for help. Break the tasks down into smaller parts and take it day by day or even hour by hour if you need to. There's no greater achievement than proving your naysayers wrong. You know, so basically, before we get into the tarot, what I'm seeing here is a person who finds themselves in a place or situation, whether it's a job, a living situation, or just where their head's at, and they have more responsibility than they hoped. They feel overwhelmed. A lot of people have expectations of them, which they don't want. They may have expectations of themselves, which they resent. So it's a time for peace and contemplation. We see 2 cards about balance. So my intention was for this to be like for the next 30 days. So timeline 1. If you are resonating with this and you are really wanting a change, you are wanting to somehow comfortably, fairly let go of some of this responsibility and let go of some, push back on some of these expectations that others have on you. Take some time. Take the 30 days that we talked about, the time frame before we started the reading, and reflect. Whenever I'm super upset about something or don't know what to do, I don't know where I got this. I'm probably in a movie or something, but sleep on it. And I've given people that advice. Well, I don't know what I should do. I think they're cheating or blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? Sleep on it. Things may look different in the morning. And if not, then let's see what we need to do. And so that's the energy that I'm getting. Sleep on it. However, and it's interesting that these 2 cards fell, like if we're doing a timeline here. So the adventurer, looking at everyday small things to be grateful for, but also the things that we want to let go. And it's interesting, it's a volcano and it looks like it's kind of blowing up, and it's like this could be you kind of blowing up if you don't take some time to look at things objectively. A lot of times we look and we have offered people help when we really kind of didn't even want to, but it's, maybe an obligation or just who we are. Maybe we're a little people pleasy. Don't blow up. Take some time. Balance before you make a decision. I'd say even before you choose this timeline. I think if you pause and reflect and notice small things, you may notice opportunities that you were not aware were out there. And I feel like once you choose this timeline, if you so choose, that your dream can become a reality. Maybe you can let go of some of the responsibilities. Maybe you can be more of an adventurer. But trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Let's pull a little tarot and see what messages we get and how they may connect to our oracle card messages. Ooh, the Emperor, 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles, juggling. I'm just, some of the major energy I'm getting here is you thought you would be free by now, and you're not. And you're not sure how to choose a new timeline. You're not sure how to make the shift, maybe. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Look at all these pentacles. Eight of Wands, the Fool. Wow. Group or timeline 1. Where I want to go first is the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. It's funny. They're a dichotomy. The Nine of Pentacles, the nines are self cards. And this is self-growth, self-worth. Say like the Nine of Cups is like self-love, self-respect. So the Nine of Pentacles is self-growth, self-worth. It's called the Single card. And in my mind, this is about taking control of your life, building yourself up financially, because Pentacles are tangible. They're about, you know, wealth and accumulating things. So I see you either here or like at the pinnacle, like, okay, I've got a good place to live. And I always say, whether it's a, you know, cottage in the woods, a shack on the beach, you're a surfer, or, you know, a 10-bedroom mansion, whatever your definition of success is, I see you there or well on your way. I mean, it's not a 10 of Pentacles, but it's a 9. And you've kind of done this by yourself. Now, what the dichotomy is the Three of Pentacles. This is working with others. This is teamwork. This is being okay, reaching out, asking for help. I think the message that I'm getting from these two is don't be afraid. I mean, you've done great, but no man is an island, and don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the message that I'm getting for this group, timeline 1. Like, and I feel like there's phase 1, phase 2, part 1, part 2. Part 1 is the introspection and the growth. Part 2 is after the 30 days, or, you know, I've just put that timeline there, but after this period of introspection, then we have a time of it's okay to make decisions. But like I said, this to me is the sleep on it. Give it a minute, let it percolate before you move forward. And then when you're ready to move forward, we've got some crazy cool stuff here. We've got 2 aces. Aces are about gifts from people, from God, from spirit, from you to yourself. They're about new beginnings. And we have Pentacles again, a new solid foundation. Maybe you've got it really together here, and you're going to either, you know who these people are. With the Three of Pentacles, you're going to reach out to them, or maybe you don't know them yet. This could be an opportunity. And you know what I would say about luck? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Here's preparation, and here's opportunity, the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So, and the Ace of Wands, exciting, new beginning, exciting idea, exciting plan, spark of passion. This new path, whether it's work-related, lifestyle-related, love-related, moving-related, you're going to love it, and you're going to be solid. I've made some decisions that, looking back, I'm like, why the hell did I do that? Because it didn't leave me in a good, solid position. Maybe I made the decision emotionally or whatever. But whatever decision you're going to make, it's screaming to me with these pentacles that you're going to be solid after this period of introspection. Then we have the Eight of Wands and the Fool. These are the action cards. The Eight of Wands, a new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. Okay? A message. And this is a 7-day card. This is a right now card, the Eight of Wands. It's a message. It's an epiphany. It's someone walking in, you walking in. I just heard some enchanted evening. Like you walk in a room and there's someone in there and you lock eyes. I mean, it could be love, it could be business, it could be any kind of opportunity. Take it as it resonates for you. But I feel like it's an area where you feel overwhelmed with responsibility that's going to be let go or like reconfigured. And this is going to be the catalyst. This meeting, this epiphany, this message, whatever this thing, I think I want to call it a communication. Even an epiphany is a communication from you to you, right? You know, eureka, you know, you have this thought. And that's what the Ace of Wands is too. Oh my God, this spark, this idea, this, oh, I'm so excited about this. So wands are like right now action. And I love the balance because pentacles are like in 10 years energy. But we see you've already spent like 9 years building yourself up. And it's a 9 of Pentacles, so I'm just using that number, but quite a while. By yourself, building yourself up. So anyway, something's on the way. Some type of event or communication, I think I want to call it. And then we have the Fool, a fresh start. Now what I love, so new start, new start, new start, new start. What I love about, you know, new beginning, new opportunity, yeah. What I love about the Fool is, you know, we go through life, we make bad decisions, bad things happen that, you know, we don't even consciously choose. You know, shit happens. People treat us poorly. We take a job that we always wanted. We thought it would be cool and we hate it, or the people are, you know, suck. And I feel like we start to kind of get beat down. Maybe we get angry at the system. Maybe we get angry at ourselves. Maybe we blame someone else, like if it's a relationship and it really kind of is mostly their fault, stuff like that, right? And we get injured and we get damaged and we get hurt and we build up walls and scars and jaded. We just get jaded about life and we're like, you know what? F it, man. I quit. I quit trying to perform well at work. I'm just going to go and do the bare minimum to make it through. I quit this relationship. People are assholes. I hate them all. But the Fool somehow has found a way to let all that go and be naive again, hopeful. I look at the Fool and I see hope. The Fool is the beginning of the journey in the major arcana. Somehow, by letting go of some of these responsibilities and expectations, and in your introspective time, you have hope again. You have hope again. I want to just pull a couple more cards to see if there's any more messages. So I think it's pretty clear, and I've been summarizing. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I see phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 is introspection. which will lead you to phase 2. But phase 2 is not going to just be you waking up one morning and making the decision. You're going to have help. You're going to have offers. And this is God, Spirit, whoever you work with, working with you. You know, I believe in manifesting. You're going to manifest some miracles. I believe in manifesting. However, it's not about dreaming or putting a thought out there and letting it go and waiting for it to come back. We have to take action. We have to co-create. Now, we can't take too much action and own it and be so attached to the outcome that we just don't let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. We need to find a middle ground of co-creating and then letting it go. You have to put in some kind of action. Let's see what final messages we can get here for you, timeline 1. If you choose to take this timeline, the star. Yes, your dreams and your wishes can come true. I see healing, and we talked about that. Feeling jaded, angry, used, that's going to be healed. The 4 of Wands, 1111, celebration, solid, the four posts, solid, stable. It can also be the marriage card. So I'm going to put it up there by the love, card, manifesting miracles. So this could be, if you're interested in love, this could be someone coming in, someone who's going to help you and support you. And you're going to let them. You're going to trust. 5 of Pentacles. I feel like this is the energy that I was getting with the adventure card. The weight of the world on your shoulders. And this card is saying, really, really, really look at what you're responsible for now and the expectations of others. And get it to a place where you don't feel like you're abandoning people or a company or a relationship. But I feel like it's time to go, like you're not responsible anymore. Something like that. And the Lovers. Okay, there's going to be an opportunity for either a love relationship or a partnership. A contract, a partnership, something good. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands, taking action, starting the new thing. We have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands, and the 10 of Wands. So many messages about letting go of the burden. Is the burden a person? Is the burden a job? Is the burden responsibility that you've taken on that you don't want anymore? I don't know. So this is your timeline if you choose to walk it. I think it's beautiful. Thanks for joining. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Timeline 2. Welcome. Hey, if you skipped the intro, I just want to give a brief intro as to what we're doing here. So this is a parallel paths reading, and we're doing readings for 3 different timelines. My intention is for it to be like in the next 30 days. Now, it could be the beginning of a lifelong journey, but the next 30 days is when I'm kind of looking for maybe the change to occur, the decision to happen, the person to come in, the job offer to be made, stuff like that. Like what is happening, what's going to happen, and what you need to watch out for. Now, real quick, what spurred this reading on is I recently got back in touch with a bestie man, my best friend in the world, whom I love more than a sister. And we were talking, and I've been through some schismit in my life, and been through a divorce or 2. And she was like, why didn't you keep that government job that you had, you know, back when I was like in my 20s? And I was like, you know, I don't know. I was just like bored. But then I got to thinking, what would my life look like if I would have stayed in that town and kept that job? Would it be better? Would I be more stable? Would I be happy? And so that kind of brought on this reading. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pull some oracle cards and then some tarot to get the messages. It's going to show us for the next 30 days what epiphanies you may have, what offers you may get, what things you may want to leave behind, what new things you may want to start. Now, you can just choose one path, you know, which would be one reading, one timeline, or you can watch them all. Time is not linear. I know, due to the decisions that I've made, I've chosen my destiny, and I've been down many, many, many different timelines. Some people, I think they just stay on the same one all their life. They get, you know, the 40 years of the job, they get the gold watch, married for 40, 50 years, bless their souls. I'm in awe of that, you know, 60 years, whatever. And I don't think that life is boring. I think I used to think that life is boring, but I don't think that life is boring anymore. But kind of too long, didn't read, too late for me for that kind of life. So we are going to, can't remember if I cut them, so I will. We're going to pull some oracle cards and some tarot, and let's see what messages we get for you. Timeline number 2. Oh my goodness sakes. What did we get in timeline number 1? Why can't I remember? It was just minutes ago. Oh, the heron, which is about, it's like a stork kind of, I think. Okay, so we have the unicorn. Infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. So you're in between. I feel like I'm a unicorn. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. You know, I used to watch this show, Black Ink. I am so immature in my TV viewing. I love like the Housewives and Jersey Shore and all that. But they had a saying, no more normal life, NMNL. And they had it in big, you know, letters in a necklace. They were like, no more normal life. And that's kind of been me. That's kind of been my destiny. I didn't want things to be normal. Are you a unicorn? If you are, this timeline is for you. And if you aren't, do you want to be one? I don't know. Maybe watch and find out. Woman holding a coin in the sun. Yeah, we'll take it. Money and happiness and contentment. Yes, sirree. Let's see. All tied up. Okay, you are in something. Job, relationship, lifestyle, mindset, where you're all tied up. Now, this card is 23, which reduces to 5, and 5 is about change, so it's time for a change. It's time to get untied up. Let's see what other messages we get. I want to pull this card. I used Florida water to cleanse my hands between readings, and it smells so good. Okay, I just saw the gift. Let's see what we get. I tried to pull a much bigger stack, but I only got a small one. Interesting. I always feel like another hand is kind of guiding me sometimes. The Observer. We're going to look that up. And again, another 5. It's 50, of course, which reduces to 5. The observer. Now, it can be good to be an observer, to pull back from the emotion and to observe. But sometimes also we can be on like the outside looking in. Everyone else is living their life and taking chances and feeling things, and we're just sitting back and watching because maybe we're afraid. I'll pull the, we'll look in the book and get some cards like that. I like to look in the book because the author of the deck had specific messages. Let's look at, we're going to pull money. We're also going to pull a one money and one love. One love, and we'll see. Ooh, money, but it says spirituality. What? What's going on here? Use money, magical spells. Oh, use money, magical spells to increase wealth and prosperity. Hey, I have oils that I've been doing for 5, 6, 7 years now. And I've got some money oil. You rub it on your hands when you go for a job interview or contract negotiation. You put a couple drops on the money in your wallet. Spiritual advisor, healer, tarot reader, or anything in the occult. Okay. So you can make a living doing that. And you're being guided to discover your unique spiritual path right now. Who are you? Do you feel this kind of coming together? Tied up, not knowing who you are, on the outside looking in, but we'll read more about that. And everything to do with, and your money card has everything to do with spirituality and magic. Do you want to be a tarot card reader? Do you want to be a Reiki healer? Do you want to be an herbalist? Something like that. But we definitely have magical spells called out. Are you on the witchy side? Hello. Me too. You know, what's your bag, baby? So whether it's attached to money or you're just trying to figure out your spiritual path, that's the vibe I'm getting. The warrior, perfectionism, and burnout. These cards, I like these cards. In the last reading, it was about taking on too much responsibility, probably from other people, and people's expectations. Like trying to live up to other people's expectations and maybe being like a bit of a people pleaser. And here, I see you being a perfectionist. You could be a Virgo. I have a Virgo kid, so I know all about that. Trying to make everything perfect, being totally like upset and freaked out when it's not. But then it's called the warrior. So what are you expected to do? We'll read up on that. So we're going to read up on that card, and we're going to read up on that card before we pull the tarot. And then for love, aw, I love it. It's not just, you know, romantic. Oops. Sorry, we got boobies. YouTube will demonetize me. For love, we have friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship. Oh, I love it. And your love life will dramatically improve. You know, it just popped in my head. Sometimes we can expect our romantic partners to be everything, and they can't. Like, that's why we look to our buddies, you know, or our besties, our girls, for different aspects of our life. I don't think one person could be everything. If they are, cool, but I don't know. It doesn't seem very balanced to me. But this is about, especially if you're having trouble in your relationship, remember why you love this person in the first place. Was there a friendship? And if there was, rekindle that. And if there wasn't, and it was just like attraction and time was never taken to become friends, either maybe take that time now, or maybe look at the relationship and realize, I don't know, I don't want to say shortcomings, but kind of really look at the relationship. Because I feel like there needs to be some kind of friendship. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. I don't know if I read it or if I experienced it, but it's like how you talk to yourself and also how you talk to close loved ones. Would you talk to a good friend like that? Like, you may get mad at your significant other, you may get mad at your children, and you know what buttons to push, and you're super duper angry and they're being an asshole and blah blah blah, and so you say these things. But then you think of a really, really good friend who you treasure. Would you say anything like that? Or if you even had to give a message like that, would you couch it differently? You see what I'm saying? Sometimes the respect and, well, it says nurture the bonds, but the respect and the bonds of friendship show you how your other relationship should be. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's look up the cards. I want to look up the Observer. So with 2 5s, we see a definite need for change, okay? Definitely. The only thing that remains the same is change. Okay, so we have, we have the Observer. Patience, awareness, focus. A woman is looking through an old-fashioned camera, ready to take a photograph. She observes the landscape before her. All is quiet, all is peaceful. We don't know how long this woman has been waiting for the perfect shot. She has the patience to remain focused until the decisive moment presents itself. Strength lies in her calmness. Oh, I like it. She lives in the present and does not get easily distracted. I never thought of it that way. You know, 2 things. One, when I have friends who are very emotional and freaking out, in timeline number 1, reading number 1, I was like, sleep on it before you make a decision. And often I'll tell people as well, kind of pull back and try and take the emotion out of it if you can, and look at it from a different perspective. But intuitively, I also read or heard sometimes the inclination to be on the outside looking in and not participating. But the main message here from the author is patience. And let's look at the Warrior. Oh, jeez. This book kills me. Hold on. Let me look in the table of contents. They have it broken up into 5 sections. Like, I'm supposed to know what section the Warrior's in. Come on. But I really like the cards. But I remember now this is why I stopped using them. But give me a minute here. Ah, page 84. That wasn't bad. The Warrior. The ring of steel, the scruff of boots in the dirt, the shout of recruits echoes across the courtyard. The training ground is a place of hard work, of blood and sweat, of the singular pursuit of improvement, and the warrior strives for perfection, no matter the scars they gather in pursuit of their peak form. In your efforts to improve, you've set yourself in competition against something or someone, perhaps even an imagined perfect version of yourself. The primal need to win is driving you. It feels great to come out on top, no matter the damage you take in the meantime. Whether you learn to curb that impulse or use it to grab your goals, be aware of its presence. So, a lot of competition. It could be against others. That's something to watch out for. Because, keeping up with the Joneses and all that kind of stuff, that's not a good life, right? But having competition within yourself, I think that's good, to want to do better, to be a better you each day. I don't see any problem with that. But I feel a sense of being too driven. You can get burned out. It says perfectionism, burnout. You can get burned out really, really easy by being in a constant state of competition. Like, growth is good, but come on, we need balance. We need a time of rest and recuperation and recharging. I'll be surprised if we don't get the Four of Swords, because that's what that's about, or any other card about the Hermit, maybe taking time to think, to reflect, to rest, to heal. Maybe the Star, to heal. So before we pull the tarot, kind of the main energy that I'm getting here, feel like you're tied up in something. Is it perfectionism? Is it competition with others? Or you're so focused on your goals, there's no balance in your life? You have patience, but you could be not participating in life, more observing. Think about that. And then we have two cards about spirituality. Is this who you really are on the inside? Or is this who you want to be? I'll tell you what. I've always been like the hippie. That's the archetype that I related to. But I didn't like slow songs or ballads. I was really more, not aggressive, I don't know, just more, kind of I'm a Sag, I guess, right? But the older I've gotten, the more of a unicorn I've become. The more I feel, the more I connect. So is this who you want to be? Is this maybe who you've always been, kind of on the inside? And then also, and I see it becoming more important in your life, focusing on spirituality. That is a different timeline. That's a path, the spiritual path. And we have advice here. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationships, and your love life will dramatically improve. Don't forget the reason why you're in the relationship in the beginning. Okay, let's pull some tarot. For timeline 2. So you're tied up in something. You have a tendency to be a perfectionist. Or maybe you're just feeling burnt out with everything you have going on in your life. It's time to find balance and encourage and grow spirituality and magic and quietness. That's what I love. I feel like the Observer and the Unicorn have things in common. Because the Unicorn, the magic of love surrounds you, beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. It's like, be quiet. Take a moment. And that's the Observer. So I think that's the change that you need to make to find the balance. That's the messages that I'm getting from the Oracle. I just feel like you could be too focused, too action-oriented, too competitive, too go, go, go is the energy that I'm getting. 7 of Wands. Okay, I get it. King of Wands, interesting. We got almost all pentacles, or a lot of pentacles in timeline number 1. Oh yay, the Wheel of Fortune. Good times. Knight of Wands. Oh my God. 7 of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Wands. You guys could be a fire sign, or you could be dealing with a fire sign, and that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Queen of Swords. There's a lot of people here. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Woo-hoo-hoo, the Tower. Okay, here's the deal for the next 30 days, timeline 2. Something big. I have to pull this first because this is like now energy, okay? Something big is going to happen. Something big is going to fall away or break down. And when I look at the Tower, I always say, or I don't say, what pops in my head, so I'll say it, is you didn't, this is Spirit talking to you, you didn't do what needed to be done, so I will. So this is universe, Spirit, dare I say God, whoever you work with. Now, is it a bad thing? During it, it can be perceived as so. It can definitely be uncomfortable. It can be life-changing. It's major arcana. You have 2 major arcana, and both of these are totally divergent. So I feel like this is going to happen first, but then this is after, which is a beautiful, good thing. Now, this Tower, you can, I've heard readers say, no, it's, the Tower's out of your control. Here's the deal. I agree with that in as much as I don't think you can stop it, but I think that you can cause it to happen through choices. We choose our own timelines. We choose our own destiny with each decision that we make. And so either the universe is going to do it for you or you're going to do it, but something's going to come down and you're not going to be all tied up anymore, feeling trapped. I just heard feeling trapped. Are you feeling trapped in a job? Are you feeling trapped in a relationship? You're burnt out. I get the feeling it could be a job, and maybe you do something that you spent a lot of money on education for, and you're doing it, and everybody, like, say a doctor. Oh, sorry. Say a doctor. Well, look at that. That was confirmation. Let's use a doctor as an example, or say a CPA. And, oh, you know, everyone's really proud of you. Your parents are proud in your culture or in your, you know, environment. Oh, yeah, you know, look at timeline 2. Look at group 2. They became a doctor. And you're doing it, and there's parts of it that you like, but you are burnt out and you feel trapped. This could be a relationship as well. Take this as it resonates. Oh, didn't they marry well? Oh, look at that. And the person's a total asshole, or they're abusive or something like that. And everybody thinks, oh, from the outside looking in, doesn't it look great? And you're like, hell to the no. So whether you do it or whether Spirit, Universe, God does it, in the next 30 days, something big is going to break down. But I'm here to tell you, it may not be fun. You may not be too happy when it's happening, but it's for your good, for your own good. And I'm not going to go to the Wheel of Fortune yet. We have a lot of people here. Well, let me do this first, then we'll get into the people. 7 of Wands, protecting yourself, establishing boundaries, enforcing boundaries. Here is what I will accept, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship. I'm not going to go on like this. I have boundaries. You can't take advantage of me like this. Standing up for yourself. That's going to happen. It needs to happen in the next 30 days. You don't always have to say no, but you definitely don't always have to say yes. Only say yes when you really, really want to. Okay, then we have the King of Wands. the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. These are energies, powerful, decision maker, entrepreneur, can be a little bit of a flirt. Queen of Swords, truthful, honest, balanced, can be a little cold, maybe a little bitchy. Knight of Wands, action. We've got the Horse, action taker, decision maker, shaker mover. Both the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, entrepreneurial energy. So this could just be your new energy. Maybe more truthful to yourself and to others. Maybe you're going to start taking more action. But this can also be people. So if you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, this could be your message, your sign. It's time to stand up for yourself and get out of this thing, whatever it is that has you tied up and burnt out. Okay? Or this could be people. You could have an air sign coming into your life, Aries, Gemini, Libra. Or you could have a fire sign coming into your life. Or you could be the fire sign that takes the action. And the fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Now, finally, the Wheel of Fortune. These people and this event, as scary as it looks, and you standing up for yourself in the next 30 days is going to change your life. The Wheel of Fortune goes round and round and up and down, and where it lands, nobody knows. Okay, so it goes up and down. And I usually use the stock market as an example, and I will again, but now's not a good time, but whatever. So the stock market, up, down, but each time you see it going up, at least in our generation, right? Up, down. This is an upswing, an upturn in the next 30 days. And I feel like this is the trigger. The Tower. Things are going to really start going your way. At work, in love. I just want to pull a couple more cards to see if we can. I try and keep these things under 30, and my camera cuts off at 30, so 30 minutes. So let's, oh, getting close. One more shuffle. I like to do at least 3. Let's see, just a couple more cards. Yep, 9 of Swords. You are burnt out, can't sleep at night. Something is happening, and either you need to put it to an end or the universe will. Page of Wands. I tell you what, we've got the Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, King of Wands. Something about a fire sign or something about a brand new, because this is a message or a new beginning. So an exciting message, like Wands are about being passionate. So this could be about passionate idea that you have, a passionate plan, a passionate thought. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles, really working on something and becoming a master at it. Is it relationships? Is it a new spiritual path that you want to take? A job? Are you teaching yourself tarot? And then we have the 9 of Wands. Should I stay or should I go? The wounded warrior. I'm tired of being here. I'm burnt out. So this is what I have for you. Thank you for joining. See you next time. Please subscribe. Timeline number 3. Welcome. Welcome to your reading. I want to do, especially if you did skip the intro, I want to do a brief intro. So these are parallel path readings, okay? Each reading is a different timeline. So we have 3 different timelines, and you can choose one to walk, or you can walk them all. Time is not linear. In my life, I've made so many decisions and do that. No, I don't like that anymore. Do that. Maybe that's why I am where I am, which is not too stable of a position at this time of life, but whatever. It's been a fun ride, mostly. And so what kind of spurred me on to do this reading is I recently got back in touch, well, years ago, but recent, with an old bestie that, you know, we had moved and lost touch back in the day before social media, etc. And we were talking, and she's like, well, why didn't you keep that government job that you had, you know, back in the 80s, you know, when I was young? And I was like, I don't know. I wanted to try something new. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm an adventurer. I always wanted to try and do new things, and the government was kind of restrictive to me. Like, no matter how good you were, you could be as good at, you know, way better than the shitty person next to you, but it was the Peter principle. If you just stuck around long enough, you'd get promoted, kind of a deal, and I didn't like that. But anyway, it got me to thinking, what if I would have stayed in that city, stayed at that job, stayed in that relationship at that time? What would my life look like now? I don't think it would have been good, but hey, it got me to thinking, and that's why we're doing this. Parallel paths reading, 3 different timelines. If you have chosen this, cool, if that's the only one you want, but you may want to watch the other 2 timelines and kind of see. It could be a combination of them all, or you could choose one, and then when you're done with that one, choose another. I mean, again, time isn't linear. Life is row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay. Pronghorn. Okay, action. Okay, so in reading number 1 and reading number 2, timeline 1, timeline 2, there was a period of reflection, specifically from this card, the animal, Spirit of the Animals Oracle. But now we have the pronghorn, which equals action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. I'm trying to get the right angle for you. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Time of action. If we get any cards that are talk about, you know, reflection, time to heal, I always think do that first and then do this, but getting the action first. Maybe it's time to take action, get somewhere, and then take time to reflect. I don't know. Let's see what we get. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull, I want to say 5 or 6 oracle cards first to get the messages and the energy from them. Then we will pull some tarot and see how those messages align. Let me do one more because that was kind of crappy. Ooh. Archangel Raphael, patience. All right, let's see what we get. Okay, pronghorn, time of action, and anxiety. 18. Okay, so anxiety, pretty self-explanatory, right? But this is card number 18, which reduces to 9. And 9 is very close to the end. So this message is intended to be for like 30 days. Now, here's the deal. If you're starting a lifelong journey, then of course it's more than 30 days, but I'm kind of looking at what are the events, the decisions, the changes, what's going to happen that's going to kind of trigger this new timeline. And I feel like it's your decision to end this anxiety-inducing situation. Or, I'm not a doctor, but you could be experiencing generalized anxiety due to the life that we lead these days. And I have a lot of opinions on that. And maybe you need to see a medical person. But I do feel like the anxiety is about to end. And even if we are anxious people, usually we can deal with it, you know. And sometimes we need meds. Hey, that's what they're there for. Better living through pharmaceuticals, right? No, I'm just joking. I really feel like doctors push pills way too much, but sometimes, you know, we need medicine. But if we can be slightly anxious people and then something bad's going down, it just makes everything way worse. So, but I see the end. I see the end of anxiety. It coming to an end. Is it time to take action to end it? Is there someone in your life, someone or something, like a relationship or perhaps a job or a way of life maybe, that is causing you anxiety? And it's time to, number 9, put an end to it. Take that as it resonates, please, because we're all different. The Gardener, 27, another 9. Interesting. Okay, we're going to look that one up. Not this second. What other one did I do? Oh, yeah, that's it. We're going to do a money card and a love card. Come on now. You got to be inclusive. Love doesn't always have to be romantic. We love our family. We love our friends. Sometimes family. Okay, let's see. Interesting. So this is straight up mechanic, and we have car parts. Mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but all is not lost. Consider a career as a mechanic in automotive, aerospace, or a repair technician. You can easily fix your finances, but a sacrifice may be needed. Okay, you may be having money problems, but you're coming near the end. Something is broken, not working right. Could be your budget. Could be you're in a relationship and you like to save and your partner likes to spend. And it has to be fixed. Something like that. Again, please take that as it resonates. We're all different. Okay, let's pull one more card. So we're going to look up the Gardener, and we are going to look up whatever this card is as well, because I just love the way the author writes. I love their story. I think it might be a dude. I don't know. It says Fez. Okay. The Priest. Perseverance, faith. Yeah, we got to look that one up. What does that mean? And then love. So this is love from Cinderella. Okay, 1. Ooh, the Dove. The Dove may mean something to you. Some of the backs of these cards are a little racy, so I'm trying to kind of cover them up. And this is the most horriblest deck to shuffle, but I'm trying. Ooh, we just had 2 doves. Interesting. Okay, let me make sure there's no boobies. Okay, we're good. Timeline number 3. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Now, here's the deal. Like people, you cannot change people. You can't say, you know, you really need to stop drinking, or you really need to do this, or you really need to do that. They probably know it, but you're saying it isn't going to change it. And so we have to accept things as they are. But that doesn't mean that we have to stay or that we have to be a victim. We can accept, hey, this person's never going to stop drinking, or I thought if they were with me, they'd see the value And they'd want to quit drinking so that they could really have a wonderful relationship with someone as wonderful as me. But their problem has nothing to do with you. So you accept it, but does that mean that you stay and you put up with the consequences? Not necessarily. You can accept something and then leave. So there's no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. And I have a feeling that you're not accepting something as it is with this anxiety card. And something's broken. Now, let's read these other two cards to get more context and understand the thing. So we have 27, the gardener. This deck is so bizarre. I love it. Okay, we've got a woman who's really a house or a building holding a leak. Crazy. Okay, the gardener. Non-judgment, acceptance, jeez, self-compassion. Crazy. The way it never ceases to blow my mind. Okay, I'll shut up. Standing proud in a lush green garden. A woman holds a growing bulb in her arms. It does. It looks like a dahlia bulb or garlic or something. Two small houses spring from the plant, and her skirt is transformed into a house. And so is the top. She is the gardener of her soul, the caretaker of her home. Her feelings are the flowers of her garden. By taking care of herself, she keeps growing stronger. But sometimes uninvited guests invade the garden, intruders like jealousy or shame. We recognize these as neither good nor bad, but something to be investigated and accepted. And we treat ourselves with compassion and keep blooming. She's the caretaker of her, she's the gardener of her soul, the caretaker of her home. Her feelings are the flowers. You know, sometimes we say, get your emotions in check. But her feelings are the flowers of her garden. It's her strength. By taking care of herself, she keeps growing stronger. So you may have bad feelings like jealousy or shame, but those are like we're not supposed to label ourselves good for feeling love or bad for feeling jealousy. But the feelings are something to be investigated, accepted, and dealt with, even if they're just observed. Kind of freaking beautiful. So this is anxiety is a result of not nurturing yourself is what I'm getting. Let's look up the priest. I think it is, God, I hate this. The court. Is the priest in the court? No. Is the priest in the academy? Yes. Page 78. They have it divided up like you're supposed to know. There's like 4 or 5 groups and you're supposed to know what group the priest is in. Okay. Look, I complain every time I use this deck, but man, it's a cool deck. Okay. The priest. We have almost what I would consider an evil eye, and we have the priest, perseverance and faith. Silence fills the temple, warm and welcoming in its perfect hush. The priest turns their face to the sunlight, waiting for the gathering of the faithful. No matter what challenges are in the priest's life outside of these walls, there is hope to be found in every challenging situation. They just need the courage to persevere and will that hope into existence. Gotta have hope. Don't give up hope. A difficult challenge has come and gone. Something's already happened. okay? And in its place is the promise of a new dawn. Within you is everything that you need to bring about your own happiness. You are resilient, and every tragedy brings an important lesson. Have faith, and you will be rewarded. So perseverance, hang in there and have faith. So this is telling me that something has happened that's causing you anxiety, grief, and the message from Spirit is acceptance is the key. We can't change it. I see here a message of mending and fixing. It could be yourself. It could be your life. Like the bad thing happened. It's over. Accept it. It's done. Nurture yourself. It's time to take action. Fascinating. Let's pull some tarot and see what other messages we get. So, you know, my intention is for this reading to be for 30 days, but it does talk about the thing that happened as in the past and you're already healing, and you need to accept that thing. But timing always kind of has that thing happened yet. If this reading is resonating with you, I really do feel like the thing already happened. Okay. And it doesn't have to be horrible. It could be a breakup, bad, but you know, it doesn't have to be. Judgment. 5 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. Okay. I feel like you were either cheated on or someone stole from you. And when you're cheated on, they steal your trust, right? Your hope. So with the 7 of Swords, I feel like it could be the 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold, betrayed. 7 of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing, betrayed. Someone using strategy on you instead of coming from a place of love. We got a Fox, someone sly, cunning, someone who fooled you. Yeah, something bad happened. And it could be you were ripped off. It could be someone in a relationship cheated. It could be a job where they said, hey, come and come in at this wage. We're just getting started. And after 6 months, we'll review and we'll look at a hefty increase. And you busted your ass and you did really, really good. And then after 6 months, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't afford it. But we have more work for you. Something. And I'm thinking maybe job because of the 5 of Pentacles, or it could be a relationship ended and you're almost feeling like homeless. Like maybe you have to go stay with a family member or something. So, yes, I feel like something bad already happened. And if it didn't, here's your message. Some kind of betrayal that leaves you in a not good, solid place. Okay? I feel like someone was juggling you. So I do feel like it's a relationship. Maybe a love relationship. But someone like did not make you their priority. And they juggled you. Now, they could have juggled you with another person, or they could have juggled you with like an addiction, like the booze or the drugs was more important to them than you. Someone did not make the right choice. Someone did not value you. And we have 3 cards of that. So it caused a bunch of anxiety, the need to self-nurture. This may be you wanting to fix the relationship, but accepting that it can't be fixed. And this might be just fixing yourself. It says, mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but all is not lost. You can easily fix your finances, but a sacrifice may be needed. This to me is like effed up finances, the 5 of Pentacles. So this doesn't mean that you're going to fix the relationship necessarily, because we can't fix someone else. They have to fix themselves. But you can fix your life. You can start over. And that's the message that we get here with the Judgment card. A second chance. This is people getting their second chance, going up to heaven. This is also a message to not judge yourself too harshly. Like, oh, stupid, stupid, stupid. Why didn't I see what was going on? That's life. Don't judge yourself too harshly. But you are getting a second chance. What is beautiful? We have the Ace of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, a gift. And Pentacles are tangible. It's about money, a job, a career, a house, someone helping you. It's tangible, and it's about stability and security. So I see a new beginning. I see maybe some kind of a gift, maybe a family member. Hell, if this was a job, this could be you, like, taking them to court or to the labor board and getting what you were owed. It's a gift of stability, security, a new beginning, a new start, a second chance, a new start. I'm not sure what that is. Take that as it resonates. And then what I love, guys, is, sorry, checking the time, make sure I don't, sometimes I get to talking and I'm like, what? The 4 of Wands. The 4 pillars. Even though this is Wands, it's about stability, security. It's about celebration. The 4 Wands, 1111. That may mean something to you. We've got dragonflies. We've got lavender. Now, it's about celebration, but it also in a relationship reading can be the marriage card. This leads me to believe that if that's what you want, if something was broken up, if a relationship was broken up, if this isn't about a job for you, but it's about a relationship, this is a promise. Will this happen in 30 days? Probably not, if you just went through a horrible breakup, because please take time to work things out. Sometimes people jump so fast into the next relationship, they're still carrying the same baggage. And it's like, why don't you take a minute to kind of figure out maybe what the lesson was, what your part was, you know, something like that. But I feel like it's a promise from Spirit, the universe, from God, that if that's what you want, your life will be stable again and you can have love again. I want to pull a few more cards from another deck. Just get a couple more messages. Woo! 10 of Cups, Ace of Swords. Brand new start in the truth, family, everything. 10 of Cups, contentment, family, peace, love, happiness. Queen of Wands. Okay, this can be a person. It could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Or whether you're masculine or feminine, this could be you owning your life, strong, intuitive. The Queen of Wands can be a witch. Action taker, and we have the pronghorn action here. It's time to move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. These are all like fire sign attributes. This could be you showing up in your life, you know, as a winner. You've always been a winner, but you will come out of this even more as a winner. 3 of Cups. What this tells me is you have a support system, timeline 3. These can be family members. I think the card is like the 3 sisters. It could be the 3 brothers, take it as it resonates, but family members, friends, community, you have support. You have people who will laugh with you, celebrate with you, drink with you, and help you and support you. So, whilst you may have gone through something very stressful, you have support. Maybe you just need to ask for it. We have the 4 swords. And I thought we might get that. Time for action. Maybe you need to get out, and that's the action. But focus also on rest and healing. Take care of yourself. Nurture your soul with this gardener. Nurture your soul. And we have the 8 of Swords. Believe in yourself. Take off the blindfold and see how awesome you truly are. See this situation for what it really is. I'll go back to the example of being in a relationship, maybe with an alcoholic who doesn't want to help themselves right now. Not saying that they never will, but you have to accept things as they are. You cannot change it. It is beyond your control. And this is you feeling like, I have to fix it. And you don't. You can't. Take off the blindfold and move forward. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Wands, victory, success, winning. And I noticed this, and so I have to show it. We have the 7 of Swords again. So to me, that's confirmation: lying, cheating, stealing, betrayal. And that's what happened. I don't know who it was. Again, if it was a relationship, if it was a job. Could be a friend behind your back. Could be a lover, a partner. But this is what I have. Thank you so much for joining. I really enjoyed doing this reading. Please subscribe, and I will see you at your next reading. Bye-bye.